participate in or be a part of?
Well, we hope that the entire community will actually take part in our activities. Just to kick off our first week in October, we have what we call the Spirit Week. We have going to be representing with several colors that we are asking people in the community and staff members as well as our families and our students in our Head Start programs to wear these certain colors on each day of the week. We have red that represents love, green, which stands for the value of our communities, gold, which represents peace, and blue, humility or humble, and white, which is the purity of our children that we have. The second week we're going to start it off with the canned food drive and also our donating used and new shoes. As long as they are in good condition, we are asking you to donate non-perishable food items. A lot of our programs and staff members, we've actually contacted various food pantries here in Peoria that we will be contributing to. We'll be donating boxes of canned goods or non-perishable food items to the food pantries or churches around our communities. And also we are asking staff members, families to donate shoes that are in good condition, and Ms. Donna will actually touch bases on that, which is coming up in the second week of October. The third week we have our open house week, and Mr. Harrell will actually elaborate on that a little bit. And then the last week of October, we titled it Spread a Little Love. We're going to actually go out, branch out into the communities, going into various nursing homes, creating crafts, quilts, singing songs, performing skits by our children in the nursing homes. But we don't want it to stop there, not just because it's in the month of October. We want the community to continue to support our Head Start programs year-round. We are here, as we mentioned before, for 45 years now, and I know very positive that Head Start will continue to be here long after that. So we're asking our families, our communities to continue to support our Head Start program, not just for the month of October, but again, all year round. Well, throughout.
I sure hope that it'll be here for another 45 years, but I tell you, with the crisis that our governments, both state, federal, as well as local, is faced with, and unfortunately, your clients, as far as the kids, aren't old enough to vote. And having also had some background and experience in voting in government, they tend to listen to seniors and don't like messing with their programs, or adults, because they know that those are people who have the power to vote them in or to vote them out. And all I can say is that I would certainly hope that our viewers, when they're talking to our state legislators or federal legislators, that not only do they speak up for things like Social Security and things of that type, which is also needed for our older folks, but to speak up for Head Start programs and education in general, because that is the bedrock in terms of the future, the happiness and the quality of life that all people need, and particularly these young people who are starting off as far as that is concerned. Donna, if a person is interested, and I'm certain we're going to be posting it, what number would they call to get more information or to get involved in enrolling their kids in school?
In Early Head Start, the number is 495-5254, and we are located at 427 West Main Street. That's our administrative offices. But we also have 3 centers that are currently open. One is in Valeska Hinton School, and there's one in Harrison School, and one in Maya's Just for Kids. So if you needed to have child care, if you're working or going to school and you would need child care, then you could put your children in those centers too. But as Rita was saying earlier about the Spirit Week, the second week we're going to have this shoe drive, and the shoe drive is for people in the community as well as all the Head Start parents. It's something that the parents can get involved with, and all of our staff. And what we're going to do is donate shoes. They're going to be collecting them at 7-Eleven McBean at the Community Action Agency. They'll collect them at Webster, the Head Start, and they'll be collecting them at 427 Main Street. We'll have boxes to collect these shoes, and we're really excited about this because what they're going to turn these shoes, your old shoes are going to be turned into clean water for children and families in South America, in Haiti, and in Kenya. And how they do that is they They take the shoes, and the retailers or use the monies that they get for these old shoes to dig wells for clean water for those families and those people in those developing countries. So we're really excited about that.
Okay, so you're interested in touching the lives of others other than right here in the immediate area through the cooperation and support of people right here in Peoria.
Yes.
Harold, how do people get their kids to a Head Start? Does Head Start also try to provide transportation for those that may need it or require it?
We do provide transportation.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. We have buses that run, that pick our children up and drop them off and then take them back home when the program is done. So they don't have to worry about bringing their kids to school. We have transportation that will take care of that for them. And I just wanted to comment on the open house real quickly.
Yes.
The open house is actually going to be not just at our schools, but at every PCCEO location, from right here at CAPtions Studios, 711 McBean, at Webster School, at Valeska, at all of our different schools, as well as the different programs that we have running here, so the community can come in and see what we have going on in the community. We're not just trying to be a location in the community, but we're here for the community.
Absolutely.
And we want everybody to understand that.
Do you have any sites that happen to be located outside of the so-called proper city of Peoria lines? Are there any other centers that you're aware of? Are you like throughout the county as far as Peoria County, or are you just basically here in the city of Peoria? Do any of you know?
Well, Head Start services Peoria County.
Peoria County.
Right, and so we actually have two sessions at Pleasant Valley Middle School.
Great.
Which services the children that live in that particular district, and then all of Peoria, that district as well.
Well, that's fantastic. I tell you, you have discussed some things. As I started out the program, we were talking about education, and that certainly is the core of what you do. But how you do it, and the inclusion of all the other things in people, other than the little toddler, the parents, educating them or providing them the means through which they can contact others. I assume there are a lot of collaboration that goes on with Head Start program. There are a lot of agencies that work with you directly or that you can make references or referrals to in terms of that assistance. And again, I feel I've only been in this community 40 years, which might be longer than most of you been born, but Peoria is blessed to have the wealth and the depth of services from the womb all the way to our seniors. I know through PCCEO they have a lot of programs from the foster grandparents to senior meals to you name it, that you're not only a part of Head Start, but you're part of an agency that addresses a life start for so many people in our community. Well, I'm getting signals that I'm going to have to leave this part of our program, but I think that the three of you have brought a wealth of information to our community, and I hope that our community follows up and participates in the services that you're talking about, not only for the awareness event, but every day. Say, hey son, hey daughter, how did your day go? And encourage them and let the kids know that, hey, I love you, and I want you to do the best you can. That, in addition to the love that they're getting at school, can make a big difference in the lives of our young people. We're going to take a short break, but we're going to come back with some more educational information. Stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm glad you came back, and I hope you brought somebody else with you, because we've got a very, very interesting segment coming up. We're going to be talking about a special program that's going on in our community at ICC. We're going to be talking about Harvesting Dreams, and there's going to be some individuals to talk about some special events coming up, as well as what Harvesting Dreams is all about. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the first airing of the Harvesting Dreams talk show. I'm very excited about today's show. And for those of you who don't know, the Harvesting Dreams talk show is a component of the Harvesting Dreams program at Illinois Central College, a program aimed at the recruitment and retention of African American males. So it's all about the issues and the challenges that African American males have while attempting their educational endeavors. And I'd like to introduce my guest today. I'm so excited about that. To my left, I have the president of Illinois Central College, Dr. John Erwin.
Thank you, Morri.
Well, glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, Dr. Erwin. And of course, next to him is Dr. Rita Ali, who is Director of Diversity at Illinois Central College. Rita,
pleased to
welcome.
be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And of course, my good friend and mentor, of course, is Mr. Akbar Bryson, who is the creator and founder of the Harvesting Dreams program at Illinois Central College. What we'd like people to know is what Harvesting Dreams is really about. Dr. Erwin, perhaps you could help by sharing what it is about the African American Male Initiative that made you think about it or made you want it to come into being.
Well, Morri, one of the things that's important, I think, to keep in mind is how did it start? What were the reasons for it beginning at Illinois Central College? And when I was hired in the year 2000 as the president and began in 2001, one of the most dramatic statistics about the college had to do with the comparison of the number of African Americans we had in the community and the few numbers that we had at the college. Mm-hmm. So that was an immediate awareness that maybe the college at that early point wasn't meeting the complete need of African Americans. So that was one early point. Then I have a colleague, Freeman Herbowski, who's the president at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and he was the first guest I invited to be commencement speaker in 2001. Wow. And he's an African American male who has published materials on the challenges facing African American men and their entering higher education. And his goal at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County was to dramatically increase the number of young men who are majoring in science and mathematics.
Wow.
And he has a great personal story. He's a wonderfully charismatic individual. And after listening to what he believed was a national challenge, I felt compelled to embrace that challenge at Illinois Central College. And then with the hiring of Dr. Ali as the Executive Director of Diversity in 2004, we had an opportunity to advance that cause. And she introduced study circles. And in fact, I have one of the original brochures, the Dimensions of Diversity, Study Circles for Action and Change. Now this is a historical document.
Oh my goodness.
But inside here, in listening to the circles and the content, one of them was the African American male, why are black men disappearing from our campuses? And really it was a national crisis, and it continues even today. The statistics are alarming with how many African American men are not attending college, right, and how might a college embrace and involve and engage African American men. So the Harvesting Dreams really grew out of that need and that challenge, and I'm excited to see the college embrace that, be a part of it, and now over some years watch it mature.
Wow. That's great. I want to commend you, Dr. Erwin. I myself am a product of that initiative, and I want to thank you for that opportunity. Dr. Ali, you work extensively with Harvesting Dreams program, and I know as the Director of Diversity, you too have a feeling of where we should go in trying to attract our African American students. How do you feel about that?
Well, first of all, I'm very proud at the founding of Harvesting Dreams and the leadership that that initiative took, and how the students were an engaging part of that process.
Right.
That it wasn't just the administrators or staff at ICC, but they really engaged the students to take a leadership role in terms of growing the program and developing into what it is today. It's been 7 years since Dr. Erwin invited me into the position that I have, October 1st, 2004. And I'm pleased that we have, since that time, African American student enrollment has increased by 52%.
Wow,
I mean, that's an amazing outcome.